Thank you everybody for coming. This is Robin Hyatt. I'm going to read a little bit from inside the Lemurian crystal. This is actually the prologue to the book. This is to gather all those of spiritual sense and dominions, keyholders, intuitives, mediums, and seekers of all walks of life. We are to bind ourselves together for a very important event that is in our near future. We are to bring forth all our energies to cast them up into the vast universe and make a sound of crimson and gold. For these are the colors of the highest respect and vibration to the eternal realm. Come to the best understanding and concept of this event that must take place, or the world's catastrophic change will be near. Those with the crown on their head that is only visible to the seers will walk out of the dust and begin again. As you see, the world never dies. It is mankind that will perish. But a select few can rebuild and renew the earth as in vibration and spirit. Then it begins again, for this is choice. If all the seers and seekers of the highest vibration gather together on specific days and times from all over the world and transmit the language of love through the highest realms, then you will save all mankind from destruction. It is in your hands. I have recorded my channeling sessions with some ancient oracle beings. I hold my Lemurian crystals in my hand as they reveal to me what has been buried for centuries, and now is in the time to reveal its language and source, because we are coming to a quandary, a warning. All that is written in this booklet is directly from channeling. The Lemurian Culture, Chapter 1. Lemurian crystals that are seeded and downloaded from the gods. This intuitive, which would be me, will translate and bring forth the truth from these crystals to those who need to speak, for those who need to speak the downloads and bring forth the visions. This channeler is one of the key holders to speak of visions she is receiving in these downloads. And then they begin. Our culture was one of the first. We were full of light. There was no good, no evil. There just was consciousness. We spoke little through our voice. We spoke through our minds, to each other and to the higher realms of consciousness. We could travel to and from quite easily. Yes, it was on earth. We were here in the beginning, beautiful. We had abundance of life all around us. Through plants and some animals that lived amongst us, we coexisted. We lived on plant life and grain, no meat, for that would cause us to kill, nor would we do that. Our bodies were accustomed to eating this way, and we ate very little, as we needed very little. We were tall and thin. We had long skulls. We had all different colors of skin. Some milky white, almost translucent. Some Lemurians were more flesh tone, and some were very dark, but very few. Each one, because of their skin contrast, we knew the secrets and keys they held. This is the higher realm of Om. The white light of Om needs to be brought back to the world. Although those that are seekers and all those that are spiritually risen have the third eye of awakening, bring the white light of Om around you and around your community. For it is time to bring this light back upon the earth. Do not foreshadow it. Part 1. Let's begin. I am going to be the translator at this time. Each time we are visited by this channeler, we will have different translators. Kalamana is my name. Our names are a vibration. It brings a vibration of white light. This channeler is the key holder as she brings forth messages. Let's get this message began. And then it shares with me at this time to breathe in deeply and breathe out. Breathe in deeply and then breathe out. The deep breathing is because I bring life into her. Let me talk about our village. There were several, not just one. Our village would attain thousands. We were a tall people, 10 feet if not taller. Most of us had elongated heads, and by having the elongated head, we were the most spiritual, close to spirit and close to mind consciousness. We were the prophetesses and the prophets. They were the seekers and the speakers. It was beautiful. I am working on clearing the soul, and she was working on breath with me at that time to clear my soul. We were before man was placed on this earth. We were before. We helped create this earth, the sky, the moons, the stars. We were planted down on this earth so we may do this creation for mankind. We were not meant to stay. We were meant to create. We were meant to create this earth of yours and some species that are here upon the earth, but not many. They were wiped clean. To live in a world of clarity, cleanness, and vibration. It is not something that you have been able to attain, witness, feel. If you do not have opposition, you know no opposition. We were the purest of the pure, brought down to make this a celestial plane, to bring forth the energies meant to come into the planet. We had a job to do. We were of, and then I put a question mark because it was an unidentified sound or word. This job was magnified by our energies, by our consciousness. It came as the clouds opened and a thread came down from the highest of high and it touched the earth. We were then to do our tasks and prepare the earth for man. We were the first. As you see, this happened in many worlds. Not all have been successful as this world. This world has been successful until now. This dispensation has altered the destiny of this world. We will have to come back and correct the situation. We are going to go to chapter 2, Crystals. This world of mankind is clarity and consciousness. Man lives on the surface of the earth. We live below and above. Everything has a rhythm. Everything has a vibration. Everything has a molecule. Everything has light. We are anticipating things to speed up now. Those that are in tuned, meditate, crystals in hand for more energy. The crystals are being surfaced at this time. Every home should have crystals in it for vibration and clarity. Clean your homes. Do cleansings. Keep the negative out. Keep it fresh and clean inside your homes, for that will be your sanctuary with your crystals in each room. Many of you are beginning to be taken away in your dreams. We are coming forth. We are coming to you. We are working on you. We are lifting you, lightening you, healing you. It is not for you to understand. It's just happening. It just is. This channeler, trust her. Her mind is open. Her heart is open. Her chakras are open. She is receiving her cleansing. This time is a renewal of soul and understanding. It is time to come forth. Those that have speech, those that are coming forth have much to say, for their downloads are activated and they have released the negativity and the dharma of this world. Since they have done this, we will use them as a tool. They are a tool. They understand this, and they agree to it. Thus we are preparing. We are preparing many that will follow them as they speak in the high vibration of Source. I am going to share something with you now, and we begin with these transmissions. There was a time where man was risen from the dust of the earth. Adam and Eve, as you know of it, were at the head of these mankind. There was more than Adam and Eve. Eden blanketed with a white orb. Thus Eden and a group of these people were inside the white orb on the planet. It was magical, beautiful, perfect. Then man took it upon themselves to understand the serpent, which we allowed in the garden, because there was no contrast. There is no growth. In time, we wanted to be out. In time, many wanted to be out of the orb. So we released the portal for them to leave, leaving only Adam and Eve in the white crystal orb as the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve had a greater understanding than most. We chose to give them more information and clarity. They chose to stay for a while. Then they did discuss that they felt they needed to teach those that had left, who will replenish the earth. Adam and Eve did not want them to wander aimlessly. They must have guidance to a higher source, to love the God source. Thus it is to be so. Eve left one day by Adam's side, and she ventured to the tree that was forbidden. The serpent did beguile her, for that is what you think, but it is Eve that beguiled the serpent. Eve knew she must be tempted for mankind. After Eve did partake of the tree, Adam came forth, knowing she was to do this. He did not hesitate. He knew this had to be also. Once they did eat, it is true that they clothed themselves. They were clothing their shame, even though they knew it was the right thing to do. God at this time opened a portal, and Adam and Eve were escorted out of the purification of the garden, of the crystal white orb. When the portal closed behind Adam and Eve, when they left it, and then the spirit paused for a minute, it exploded, causing many pieces of the crystal to go into the mighty earth. For these are some of the crystals you hold in your hand. Every crystal found on earth that is of true is from the Garden of Eden. Hold them in your hand. Find them sacred. Call glory to the highest God source, and be grateful for Adam and Eve, that man may be. Every crystal in this whole earth, which is from either the explosion of the crystal white orb upon the earth that jetted itself as a seed into the earth. Crystals are perfect form, are for your protection. They are for your consciousness. They are for your growth. Come to this understanding. Thus we end this meditation.